when I drop Up to Me, I'm out to this one, when I signed, shit, I'm finna blow up.
Yeat's rise to fame is one of the craziest we've seen in the underground rap scene, from recording in his homie's crib as a high schooler to dropping tracks that outstream some of the biggest rap names. He's built a movement and got rich along the way. But how does someone go from just being another SoundCloud rapper to signing record deals and leading the underground? Let's break down the rise of Yeat.
Crusted lemon, Parmesan crusted wild Alaska, Sandab, what the fuck?
Yeat, whose real name is Noah Oliver Smith, was born in the year 2000. He was born in Irvine, California, but he grew up in Portland. And real quick, I think it's worth noting that Yeat mentions his mom used to put him on to rap. I guess she listened to T-Pain, and he said his dad was a musician. So I think that's pretty important, because if you have, a musician as a parent, your mom is putting you on to rap, they're gonna be pretty supportive when it comes to you pursuing a music career. So Yeat started releasing music under the name Lil Yeat in 2016 on SoundCloud. So before Yeat, he was Lil Yeat. You can still see in his SoundCloud URL, it's still Lil Yeat. Apparently, he recorded a lot of music back in those days, just, experimenting, finding a sound. Apparently, it's all deleted. It was in 2016 when Yeat recorded his first song at his homie's crib. He was just fucking around on the mic. Apparently, since that moment when he first made that song, he says that he thought he sounded really dope. He felt like he was naturally talented at it. He decided from that moment that he wanted to take it serious. So in 2017, Yeat made a connection with Big Baby Gucci, who's a pretty popular rapper at that time. Pretty significant connection to have. He was networking pretty well from the beginning. Yeah, so he was actually part of Big Baby Gucci's group. I guess it's called Forever World. I didn't really know about it until now, but looks like the Twitter account is still up. You can go back and check it out. You can see here in 2017 they got a tweet tagging Lil Yeat and some song here. Let's see if it's still up. Oh, the track is not found. But yeah, so that was all the way back in 2017. He's plugged in with Big Baby Gucci. Apparently, this is when he was working at Jimmy John's. He worked at Jimmy John's in 2017 when he was in Forever Road by Big Baby Gucci. So you've got this clip of Yeat doing a Triller before his shift at Jimmy John's. So, at least at some point, he was really in the mud, just like all of us, grinding it out at a fucking job, minimum wage type
Gabby.
shit.
Walk inside the spot, and we wild than a bitch. Ain't no key for shuffle, but we dancing in the bitch. Niggas say they swaggin', but they swag do not exist.
So Yeat makes up to 15 songs in a day, he said, but at least a couple every day. So you could imagine the amount of practice he's getting perfecting his sound. He said he always was staying tapped in with the best producers, going on Instagram, scrolling their profiles, tapping in with them, buying beats, shit like that. Looks like he graduated in 2018. After he graduated high school, he moved to New York. Looks like he moved to pursue that music career, I'm assuming, because, who pursues music in Portland? I wonder, how he had the bankroll to move to New York. There's no mention on that. That's kind of probably a key detail here. How do you just up from Portland to New York? Yeat's oldest track currently on SoundCloud is from April 10th, 2018. Which would have been right around the time that he was moving to New York. When you check the comments, there's not much comments from around those years. All the comments are new. So it seems like back in these days, he wasn't having much motion. Actually, it looks like he was signed as early as 2018 with Streamcut. So in 2018, he had a record deal. Not sure how much he probably was getting paid, but he dropped a couple tapes with them. Seems like from that point forward, he kind of had at least some label push. There's a video of Yeat at Audio Mac promoting his new tape. Apparently, he was signed with Streamcut, and he was promoting his tape, Deep Blue Strips.
What do you want to do? I feel like a picture would just be better.
You don't want to do a drop?
I mean, I'll just be go see in my Audio Mac.
Swipe up. Listen to my new project.
Oh, you could do that? You could put swipe up
Yeah.
on it? Oh, word.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. It's Yeat. I'm here, Audio Mac. Just dropped my new tape. Swipe up, go listen to that shit.
So in 2018, Yeat was managed by J Rich ENT and Nextel.
What do you like about Yeat? It's the best artist in the world, bro. That's all you gotta know. Everything about him is put together, you feel me? It's all a plan. When did you discover him? 2017, 2018.
Nextel worked with apparently XXXTentacion, Ski Master Slump God. So this Nextel dude had a bunch of connections. For the rest of 2018, it looks like Yeat was just dropping a bunch of music under his deal with Streamcut. In 2019, continues dropping music. Not much traction going on. If you go look at his SoundCloud, all these comments are new. There's not really any comments from back when he dropped the music, actually. In about late 2019, that's when things seemed to get a little bit interesting. You see a Summers feature. This is December 2019. He starts to get beats from well-known producers. You've got Oogie Mane here, Wheezy, Out of Town Tobias. So someone's dropping this bag on these beats, you know. In 2019, Yeat got a video on Elevator, which if you're like new gen, you don't know who Elevator is. But like back in the day, I remember they were pretty popping back then. Look, on Elevator, they got the original Look at Me video with like that kid at the blunt in his nose. I remember this is where I first heard this song. Yeah. Oh wow, they did Fredo and Chief Keef. That's crazy. That's a classic right there. Here's a tweet from 2019, and you can see there's only one comment from 2019, right? And it's from a trap metal blog, underground trap metal from New York City. But yeah, this is 2019. He's pretty much having no motion, I guess you could say. But you can see here, hope y'all ready. Yeat finna go crazy 2020. Bro was right. In 2020 is when I see, this is right around the time he starts getting some motion. Like you can check the comments, specifically right around this time here. You can see in this track, he's got a feature from Summers, and I'm assuming that's Isaiah TG. Yeah, this was April 2020. You can see like in the comments, there's some comments from like that year. So like motherfuckers was listening to his music at this point, but you can see like to get to this point, he was dropping a lot of music. In his interview with OGM, he talks about getting into group chats on Twitter with underground producers and artists. These group chats had like Summers, Autumn, Can, Isaiah TG. I think Summers was already having some motion on SoundCloud. So when you put everybody together, you know, this community, this fan base is going to come together. They start really making some traction. You can see around this time, he posted the first pic with Slay World. Also around this time, he credits underground artist Wylan. He gave Yeat his recording presets, and Yeat said that was a pretty significant point because he said before that he never really liked how he sounded on the mic, but once Wylan gave him his presets to record on, he said he just like, you know, everything started to sound good, and from there he just like really started to lock in even more.
Presets though, my presets better.
You can see around this time, if you go to Mega Millions Music Instagram, which is a record label, you can see that Yeat was signed to this record label. To sum it up, in 2020, he gets his first introduction to the underground really. He's starting to shape his sound now that Wylan's got his presets. He's signed to Mega Millions record label. So it looks like 2020 would have been the year that Yeat started getting some push from the underground pages, you know, like all the Instagram pages. The earliest song I can find from him on Waveguide was in November of 2020. Zaza with Goonie, Can, and Yeat. So 2020, everything really started to line up for Yeat, and you'll see that in 2021 is when everything really starts to come together. So in 2021, Yeat continued to refine his sound and build a name in the underground scene. He only had 1,000 followers in March of 2021. The first project he dropped was Alivë in April of 2021. Alivë was the album that apparently really started to gain him some traction in the underground and gain him some new fans. You can see on this album, he's got songs like Twizzy, Tonka, using the 2 dots above the letters. He's really starting to craft his own wave at this point. He then dropped a second mixtape in June of 2021, 4L. The mixtape 4L would feature his viral hit, Sorry About That, a screenshot when Yeat was only at 24,000 monthly listeners. Just give some perspective. You can imagine some of the underground artists today who are around that mark right now. It makes you think like where they'll be at. This would probably take us sometime 2021. Sorry About That was already out. Around this time, Yeat starts to really showcase his personality, even creating his own words like Twizzy, essentially making himself a rapper / meme. Whether he knew it or not, he was doing things to make himself stand out, like rocking the turban, which gave him a signature look. Apparently, the TikTok algorithm was heavily pushing him. We all heard about like TikTok in the early days and how that shit was just going crazy. So that was right around that time. You could imagine if he was riding that wave, like he just had everything going for him. One thing that's important to note about Yeat's come up and that whole wave, they were all using like a new type of trap beat. So shout out to the producers like Tragic, Synthetic, Shark Boy. That's just to name a few. You really got to go back and check. The producer community as a whole really started to shape this new sound. It was really like the new sound to back up everything that they were doing.
Geek. Yeah, big time geeky member.
With all that momentum, it seems people in the industry started to take notice. And then finally, he released his debut album that year in September. Up To Me received help from Interscope and Zach Bia. So that was the third project he dropped that year. His album Up To Me would feature Get Busy, probably his most viral song, the song that really honestly blew him up. His lyrics on the song, yeah, this song already was turned, but here's a bell, became a viral sensation on TikTok, spawning tons of memes. People were really fucking with that lyric, and they really started having fun with it. It was at this point Yeat started to get listeners even outside of the underground. This song really started to reach people even in just the mainstream audience of rap listeners. Even Drake participated in the meme on Up To Me as well. He had the song You Could Tell, which was featured on the show Euphoria, which was blowing up at the time. Euphoria has ties to Drake and probably Interscope. So yeah, really at this point, Yeat had officially started to get listeners in the mainstream, and he was on his way